This just got worse. If you've been following along the last few months, I've been pulling this thing apart quite a bit. And not too long ago, I redid the seals in the valve covers. And I did that because I had upgraded all the spark plugs and the injectors and the ignition coils. And so I put in some new seals and whatnot. And then I got everything back together and the last bolt busted off inside there. So I just drove it for a while, but I noticed it was burning more oil than normal. And so I pulled them the other day to fix it up again. And then that it's such a tight fit that back of that valve cover broke. See, this is some kind of composite plastic or something, but just moving it out of there, it's busted. And really this is the new seal, and it's pretty crap. It doesn't even sit in there very good anyway. So I ordered new covers, and I couldn't find the E350, the van ones. So I ordered some truck ones that looked close enough. And then I noticed that the filler is different, because on the truck you just fill it right there. But I need to have an attachment. So I pulled mine out and, the air nozzle, and moved those over. But this is a real aluminum setup. It looks like everything's just higher quality, including the seal here is way nicer. It actually sticks down in there and it's hard, and it's just a much nicer setup all the way around. So this is the positive side of the news. The downside is, I just don't have nice enough drill bits. I pulled the whole homestead apart to dig out every drill bit I could find that would fit in the middle of that thing. And I burned through like 12 of these little Chinese cobalt bits, and they just won't do it. So, I tell people all the time, frugal doesn't necessarily mean cheap. What good is it to have 3 or 4 $20 sets of drill bits that won't do the job, when you could just have $100 set that's real high quality? So I finally broke down, this will be the nicest set of drill bits I've ever had. So I ordered them. That's $100, but they're not going to be here for about a week. So here we are again, just chilling. Good thing I got more water on hand than normal, because now we've probably been just sitting out here for 3 weeks, just, watering like crazy in the garden, because the garden's just starting, and I've got seedlings, and I don't want those to fail, and all the horses, and it's heating up, and so I've been pumping out water. But I think I can get through till I get these drill bits, and then it'll just take, seriously, once I get the right drill bit, it'll probably take me 10 minutes to make that hole, and then I can put the easy out, pull the screw out, and replace the damn valve cover and seal, and and then put all the fuel rail back together and all that crap. But it should be pretty quick going once I got a damn decent drill bit. You guys have been wiping me out of black powder tonic, but I just keep putting it back in stock, keep sending it out, and if you're lucky, you might even get a handwritten letter and maybe a first gen sticker. Being broke down doesn't mean you sit around the homestead. There's still all kinds of things to do. Just recently I put about 5,000 watts of solar on the top of the shop, and the plan from here going forward is to put a total of 15,000 watts on the cabin. That will give me somewhere over 20,000 watts of solar on the homestead and about 42 kilowatts of storage. You almost get sunburnt one day, and then you get buried in snow the next. That's part of living off-grid in the high desert of Arizona. So not only did I dry fit the system for the shop recently, I just dry fit the new system for the cabin, which is the FlexBoss 21 and 2 wall hang batteries. These batteries are upwards of 300 pounds apiece. I'm glad that I don't have more than 2 of them, but I did mount them on the wall just a little bit off of the ground. Many people have been concerned that these are outside, but these are outdoor units, so the batteries are heated, temperature controlled, and these are in weather resistant packaging. I grind down fresh corn flour from sweet yellow corn to make my homestead kit, which is corn flour, beet powder. You get a red tea, blue tea, and a green tea in that kit. I've really enjoyed making my cabin a home recently, and the other day I finally threw just over 1,000 watts up on the roof of the cabin. I've got quite a few more panels to go. 400 watt solar panels are awesome, but they are a little tricky to get up and down the ladder. I built myself a fold-out hide-a-bed, and I actually put it to use for the first time just the other night. Let me tell you, it's very comfortable. I can't fit a full-size drill in the engine here to drill out this screw, so I had to use a Dremel. I burned through, I don't know, roughly 12 bits. The fact that I even had that many says that I had a huge Chinese kit probably, and they just won't do the trick, and so I've had to order some high quality metal bits, and we'll take it from there. What else now that we're back? Like, I was gonna go out, fix the truck, and be ready to go get water and stuff, and maybe get a load of lumber in a few days, but now we're just gonna switch back into stay here mode. So what else while we're talking? I got some packages that were sent in. This is some more dentist sticks for the pups and some hand cleaner for you. I use this after working on my engine. It's really great and cleans my hands. Give it a try. Cool. Well, I'm out of these now, so this will be great. Thank you, Roger. We needed these. I just ran out. And I try to give the dogs a snack every time I eat. Just, you know, a little treat, but I wash my, I only use handmade soap on the homestead. I only have this entire time. It's like salt-based, you know, baking soda-based. But I know it works really good, and so in those scenarios where I just really need it, maybe I can just wash my hands over a bucket and dump it in the stuff that's going out to the dump or something. But the reason why that matters, I know that might sound... Here, hold on. Let me clean this off. I know that might sound like a tree-hugging thing to do, but it's because the way my system is set up, my water flows immediately into a gray water situation, and that water gets reused and whatever. That's why it really matters. I have like this system that's... I don't want to dump something bad that could potentially... in this water that could potentially water my flowers and stuff. Renee sent in more lamp oil, and finally I got... Look, this is the only thing I've been able to use for a torque wrench all this time, and I finally... Renee sent in... Oh, I thought it was right there. Oh, it's down here. Renee sent in this torque wrench. Yeah, you see? So there's been a bunch of times I need a torque wrench. I need to really order a smaller one for things like this, but I think I'll be able to get them with this. But I might need that torque wrench for the air conditioning unit I just put in. I'm not sure if it's working as good as it should be, so I did get the easy out kit that I ordered, so that shouldn't be a problem pulling that bolt out. See, once I... Oh, and clearly, well, I can't even get a drill in there. That's why I'm using a Dremel, and so I can't even try these bits. I guess I could bust one off and try it. I wonder if one of these bits would work better. That'd be crazy. It did give me two, but I don't have a drill. That's why I didn't use it, but I'm going to break one off and try it in the Dremel. Anyway, this should go right in there and pull that out as soon as I can make a hole. Let's bust one of these and use it, because they gave me two of this size anyway. See, there's an extra. Okay, we'll try this real quick in the Dremel and see if it cuts better. No, I didn't think that was going to be any better, really. But it was worth a shot. We're going to be here all week anyway, right? Oh, what else? I just put 3 of these solar panels that are going up on the cabin, up on the roof, on the lower roof. And then I set up 6 of them temporarily to power the FlexBoss 21. So I do got, that thing is pretty well dry fit. I'm still going to order some parts, and I haven't even plugged anything into it. I'm just charging it for now. I'll take you guys over and give you a look for those that are interested. So here's the FlexBoss. I just haven't put these panels back up. I guess I could now. Everything's going just fine now. So these are the batteries, the wall hang batteries. I mounted them to the wall here. These are about 14 kilowatts of storage each, so 28 kilowatts of storage. They've got these nice boxes on top so you can hide all the wiring. You know, plugs, and you can knock all these out. I knocked this box out to connect the inverter on top. I've got the display here. So, you know, you can see on the readout, there's 180 volts going in right now. The battery's at 91% charged. You can see how many kilowatts you've, you know, your PV energy, charge energy, and all that. Breaks everything down into a graph. If you had alarm or a fault, it'd tell you. And like, I had to go into advanced settings because I'm off grid completely. I had a yellow warning light, and I wasn't sure why. At least I didn't have a fault, but that's what it wound up being. I just had to disconnect that. Otherwise, everything's real easy to set up. You know, you got your PV. These are not color coded correctly. So really, this one should be red, this one should be black, but that's just the wire I had laying there. But batteries go in. Oh, and this is the neatest feature. You can put, you know, you got 1 solar array, 2 solar arrays, 3 solar arrays, 4 solar arrays, 5 arrays that you can, different arrays. And think about all the benefits of that. If you've got a ton of solar panels, you know, you're basically over paneling, you know, like think of my cabin in an example. This is just an idea of how you could use these. You got your main array that's the largest on the roof. Then you got this south facing array, right? Maybe you got both of those connected to the first array. Then you could have that end of the cabin, put panels down there, run that into a different array so that you're just getting that extra 1200 or, yeah, 1200. If you just put 3 panels down there, you'd have an extra 1200 going in hours sooner than the rest because it sees the sunrise sooner, right? And then throughout the day, as the sun's going to set, you got another 1200 watts on this end, and that just runs into a different array. You see how that could be a benefit. It's just simple to run different arrays facing different areas. If you over panel, that's a pretty cool thing that you could do with that. So I just connected in an extension cord, so it has a ground, neutral, and leg 1, just to take a peek and see, make sure that I was producing energy. And then what I'm going to do is run over, I ordered almost everything, so I'm going to run over real wiring to a full main, and then, you know, I got to put the circuit. I think I ordered 4 20 amp circuits, you know, just so I can, really I probably only need 1 for the little cabin here, but I could run 1 to like the kitchen, 1 to the living room, 1 to the bedroom, kind of a thing. And then I ordered a 50 amp so I can run a 240 outlet and try to run some of my bigger heavy equipment. But I left this space centered here below this so that I can add another battery down the road too if I feel like it. And it would look, you know, not out of place. That's a tarantula wasp right there. You guys ever seen one of those? They've got the 3rd most painful sting. Oh, dang it. I was trying to get close, but they say they've got the 3rd most painful sting of any insect, I think, or it might just be period. Oh, I've been testing the 12 volt, the Udaquip. This video I just made of the 12 volt air conditioning got a lot of views, you know, quite a few, and I can link it so you can check it out. I'll put it at the end of the video, but I just ran that thing for 58 hours straight with no solar connected, just off of my 800 amp hour battery bank. So I'm making a video. I'm going to kind of extrapolate what someone might expect to get if they had like a 200 amp hour battery bank, and talk about that a little more, because those were the questions I had, is how many watts do you need, how big of a battery bank, and some guy said that's not very efficient. Well, I think he's wrong. But I'll tell you guys about that.